Hello, and welcome to the 2020 Mira Costa Bands Winter Concert. If we haven't met before, my name is Joel Carlson, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to the Mira Costa Auditorium. Of course, you're not actually here, but then again, neither am I. I'm here. And that's just in the moment I'm actually filming. I'm actually here. Bye! But even though we may not be here, we are together here. And I want to thank you for joining us this evening. We have some absolutely wonderful things to share with you here this evening, but you will not be able to appreciate them fully without a little bit of understanding about how our students have been able to rehearse and perform through this most difficult of eras for us all, but especially for musicians worldwide. I want to share with you just a quick story made by our own Ethan Nollander for the Mustang Morning News that describes the process of rehearsing and performing during this time. Hit it, y'all.
Hi, I'm Ainsley Power and I'm the Vice President of Jazz Band. This is my third year playing trumpet and jazz, and it has been the highlight of high school. It's an amazing feeling getting to play music with other students who love it as much as I do, and seeing the joy it brings to others is even more incredible.
Hey guys, my name is Neil Jha, and I'm a co-president of the band program, and I've been a pianist in Jazz One for the past couple of years. And playing in this big band is just amazing. The amount of energy that's felt, from the power of the horns to the backbone that the rhythm section is, there's nothing else that quite matches it.
Hi all, my name's Ethan Nollander. I'm a senior here at Costa, and for the past 2 years I've been playing drums in the Jazz One Ensemble. Because I find it really fun to get together with other people and play music. There's a certain kind of connection there that you don't get anywhere else.
The goal of the Costa Jazz Band is to spread joy through music. Normally we perform at concerts and community events throughout the year, like the annual holiday fireworks. This year, due to COVID, all of these events have been canceled, and we've had to learn how to share and create music online.
Alright, so these days we make music together by recording ourselves at home. So here's my microphone, and I put my headphones in to hear myself through the microphone as I play. This is called monitoring. Then I hit record, and I just lay my sounds down while listening to the backing track, and that's it.
So now that our audio is in the digital audio workstation along with everyone else's, we have to move the track until it matches with a click track so that everyone is in time. Then we have to change our volume so that we ensure a good mix between all the instruments. And then once that's done, we download the song.
Absolutely. You know, they make it look so easy, don't they? And yet it is anything but. We've had to spend this entire fall overhauling our methods and procedures for rehearsing and performing so that we can come to you tonight. And we've done so in part by studying remote performing, an art that has been developed really within the last decade or so by musicians who record and perform from their own homes. From the Grammy Award-winning pop artist Billie Eilish, who records from her bedroom with her brother, her producer, Phineas, to the likes of Jacob Collier, whose first Grammy Award-winning album was literally titled In My Room, as a room in his house where he records and performs from. Even Wayne Bergeron, one of the greatest trumpet players of our time, here he is sitting in front of his digital audio workstation at home. And we've learned a lot from our percussion director, Mr. Jeremy Miller, who records and performs from his home studio daily. I'm so thankful to our student leadership, and especially our student presidents, Neil Jha and Parth Badwar, who this fall encouraged me to pick back up the baton where I had put it down literally 5 months earlier, lamenting the fact that I have now a useless master's degree in conducting, and they asked me to just give it a try. We had already been working through the basics of recording and performing on some chorales and some warm-ups. We even tried a piece of sight reading. But when Neil and Parth encouraged me to try conducting, I said, okay, all right, fine. And I came in early one morning and filmed myself just conducting a very simple piece, Remember Me, from Coco. It was just available in our digital library. And I'll never forget, after sending that video out and having the students perform along with my conducting, the level of musicianship that I heard as I went to push the play button in Soundtrap on our Wind Symphony's take of Remember Me. It sounded a little bit like this. Sounds coming together in this beautiful music, that much more heartfelt as they were led through it by me visually, and thus was born our process. I would produce a video conducting my way through, layer over some high quality backing track sounds with a click track, and we would learn our pieces bit by bit, continue to bring our own sounds to the Ensemble studios, and hearing the band come together regularly in rehearsal at our twice-a-week class meetings. I want to make you aware of just one more thing before we get this show on the road, and it's how you can be involved in tonight's concert through YouTube's live chat feature. If you're watching this concert while it's premiering, there's a live chat going on right now, and although we may not be able to be here in person applauding for the students as they finish, though I will put some applause in there as you've already seen, we can be involved in applauding virtually from our remote locations. And so, if you're watching the concert on a big screen right now, let me encourage you to go ahead and take out a second device, a cell phone, a tablet, or maybe even a laptop, and log on to the concert with the same link that you used to get here. That way, you'll be able to be involved in the live chat and send the students your applauses, your comments, your reactions, and well wishes. I hope you can join us in the live chat tonight. Well, I'm so excited to be able to tell you that earlier this semester, each of our bands and Colorguard attended the Western Bands Association Virtual Festival finale on Flow Marching. We received some amazing commentary from the adjudicators and brought that right on back into our rehearsing and performing so that we could perform even better here for you tonight. I'm so proud of each of our students, and each of our ensembles received at least one superior rating from the judges. Altogether, the Mira Costa ensembles received 4 of the 5 overall superior ratings given to any of the bands at the festival. 2 of the greatest challenges of this era have been learning the skill set of a great recording artist as well as a great sound engineer. It's a very different thing to step up to a mic in your home studio and give a fantastic performance than it is to be coming to an ensemble where you feel the musical energy around you. Not only that, but we've had to learn high-quality recording techniques to get those great sounds, those great performances to one another across the internet. I'd like to congratulate especially our new freshmen on their first Mira Costa Bands concert. You have fought through so much to come here tonight, and I thank you for continuing to dedicate your passionate musicianship to our efforts here. Would you please join me in welcoming the Mira Costa Symphonic Band to the stage? I tell you, it is quite an incredible feat to have our symphonic band performing here today. You know, the best we could pull together last spring was, you know, kind of a couple of easy virtual performances. We called them virtual performances back then because we didn't really understand that, you know, musicians have been doing this kind of things for a long time now and had a term for it, and they call it remote performing. And that's what we saw earlier from Mr. Bergeron. It's actually Mr. Miller that brought that term to us that we would understand a little bit better. I'd like to thank him so much. He has been just a steady, my steady right hand through this whole era. And at times where I've been kind of maybe down about this or that, it seems like having a conversation with Mr. Miller always brightens my spirits and helps me to think even more creatively. And so thank you, Mr. Miller. I also want to thank our incredible faculty in the music department district-wide for just your amazing teaching and friendship. There's no way that we could do this without you. And I hope that you enjoy seeing some of the students that you've come to know and love in previous eras up here on this stage tonight. I could not go on another second without thanking our amazing Band Booster Board officers led by Andrea Custer and Keith Simpson. I don't even know where we'd be without you. It takes, you know, so much time to do any of the things that we're doing, and that doesn't even count all of the compounded time that you all help, you know, with relieving, because I'm just one person here. And so I thank you for all of the late nights, all of the paperwork, all of the volunteering, every single one of you. It takes a village to make this happen, and we are in your debt. Lastly and importantly, I want to thank our school board, our superintendent, Dr. Mike Matthews, and our principal, Dr. Ben Dale, for their support of this program. And you have been consistently there helping us find appropriate ways to navigate the territory, and I really thank you for that. Well, I tell you, you know, one of the most enjoyable things, there's a lot of things that are difficult and very difficult and exceedingly difficult about this era. But one of the greatest joys comes at times, like I shared just a little bit earlier, when I go and I push the play button and it's all the students' combined sounds just coming together. And I got that experience again. I thought you might like to take a look here. Just this past week, as I went into the Wind Ensemble's final concert studio for the Nightmare Before Christmas. We had the night before Christmas and the Nightmare Before Christmas. It was funny early on. I had to start capitalizing "Mare" because sometimes we put the recordings that the students made for their takes of the night before Christmas into the Nightmare Before Christmas studio, and then it would just that would be a nightmare. But being able to just go in and even see everything lined up, all the different players and all their different waveforms, all of their different performances, and then push play and hear it and see it too. And I thought you might enjoy taking a look here. And it's a very strange thing to have given a concert in our bedrooms, in our living rooms, in our various spaces and places a couple of weeks ago. And to have all this come together asynchronously in this amazing way. We videoed ourselves synchronously over Zoom to try to capture, you know, a kind of a spirit of the live moment. It's difficult to get everything synced up even still, but I hope you appreciate all of the incredible work Mr. Adam Bonney has done to help put our video walls together, and then our audio editor, Mr. Joel Mankey, helping to kind of sweeten the deal here for us on all of our performances, and even still in you know, in our studios as we study audio engineering and how this stuff works. Sometimes we have little misalignments, and you know, but I study their performances, and that's how I learn how to teach better in this era. And I kind of make little edits and say, oh, this is, well, you know, we're missing that rhythm here. Okay, and if we move it here, then it lines up. Or, you know, when you're bringing your sound in, or your first note even, I can tell you guys aren't quite really ready for that first note because everything after it is right in line, but that first note is late. And so, you know, if you line it up to the third, well, I could go on and on, but it's an interesting job. and it's a pleasure to do. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce and bring to the stage our Mira Costa Wind Ensemble. Would you please welcome them? Wow. Wow again. Oh my goodness. It was very interesting to realize earlier this semester that the Grammy Award, we talk about being the Grammy Award winning Mira Costa Bands, but it's interesting to me that, typically Grammy Awards are given for great recorded performances, not so much for great live performances, although there may be some categories there. We did submit recordings of live performances when we won the Grammy Foundation Award. But the Grammy Award itself is actually given for recorded performance, and I think talking about a Grammy Award-winning ensemble, our Wind Symphony was one of the ensembles on that album. They share that honor with our Symphony Orchestra, our vocal ensemble, and Jazz One, as well as our percussion ensemble led by Mr. Miller. And so our Wind Symphony especially has been well suited to this era with just musicianship and vim and vigor, just waiting to burst onto the scene, and it was so wonderful. I mean, we actually sight read a piece once I felt comfortable enough, with our abilities in Soundtrap and our process. We sight read a piece, and I thought, wow, that's cool. I could really hear the Captain America March come together, not just exercises, not just chorales. And then we tried the conducted Remember Me, and to hear that kind of just added layer of beauty and musicianship coming across the internet was just I knew we had something there that we could work with. We could continue to work forward, and I'm never satisfied just to kind of continue just doing what we're doing. I think we've done a great job of simulating what we all are used to and getting together and performing. But there's so many other wonderful things that are out there that we can do in this area. You're going to see some actually at our intermission right after the Wind Symphony. I'll have a few more words on that just before we go. But that being said, I shared I've shared this what you're about to hear here a few times with a few people. One of my great friends and colleagues, I played her the end of this, and she said, nobody's gonna believe you that that's kids from their home computers. Like, I know. It's just crazy. And I hope you're really gonna enjoy this next one. And so a little Hanukkah flair for you here with the Wind Symphony. And I keep forgetting to say, if you haven't already found out, we have a program for you available in the description below on YouTube. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with YouTube, you have to kind of come out of the full screen mode and then click the name. Typically, you click the name of the video on a mobile device, or I think there's something that says "See description" on the web page. But you can find the program there, or at least a link to it, and then you'll see kind of all of the pieces that we're performing here today in the rundown of the concert. So, without any further ado, would you please welcome to the stage the Mira Costa Wind Symphony. probably should have. Oh my goodness. That ending though, the first time I made a video, we learned the pieces segment by segment, and when we got to the end the first time, I had taken to putting the Grammy Award, this little 3D printed Grammy Award that some of the trumpets made me back in the day. I put it on my desk here, and in one of the last, do we have the footage? Do we have it? We've got it, everyone. You can see it right here. Here it is. We're going a little slower then. Good times, we continue to find things to be excited about in this era, even with the incredible difficulty that it has presented, in so many ways. It has only been since March that I have even started video editing myself and really started getting into audio engineering that much more. I feel like it's like Slumdog Millionaire. If you've seen that movie, I keep saying this, Slumdog Millionaire, where the young man from India who had grown up very poor and impoverished, makes it on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and he answers all the questions right. And he wins the $1 million, and people think he cheated. And the whole movie is about going back through his life and showing the different crazy circumstances he had been in that led to him knowing the answers to all those questions. I feel like that's what my life is like today. I had many years of background in sound reinforcement, at least by mixing audio at my church on Sundays for many years now, over a decade, and then so I understood some of those things. And then I'd been photo editing just for fun in college and gained that skill set. And video editing is just like photo editing times 1 billion, but it's a lot of fun. And I've had so much fun with making music with myself and recording myself. I did a nice I wanted to share that fun with the students and get them involved, especially since we were kind of focusing on, typically we do 2 or 3 pieces on our own, and then a grand finale as well. But I wanted to just cut down on the material. That was a good choice because it's been a lot. But just to try to also give us some more opportunities, because it's not just about the audio engineering and the performance. We have these other strands to what we call our Music Academy approach, and the Winds and I have taken particularly the performance and the audio engineering on a lot. I've been I got to see just yesterday, I worked the percussion final in the Wind Symphony, and the Wind Symphony percussionists wrote their own percussion ensemble pieces and performed and recorded them. It was just incredible. And so they've been working on some parallel and different things and different strands in that Music Academy approach. But anyway, I wanted to kind of give the students the opportunity to learn some of this stuff that's been so awesome to do as we started working on the CB3 last year. And so for the Winds at least, and I offered the opportunity for percussionists if they wanted to jump in, but I didn't want to overburden them with all the things that they're doing in their own curriculum. Of course, they play in the ensembles, and then we have some separate performance techniques that we work, and then and other things. But that being the case, the Winds have been working on some small ensembles here for you to enjoy. And what we're going to do here is we're going to be putting a countdown timer on this video here, on this premiere. It's going to be 15 minutes for an intermission. I've been thinking about this night for a long time, really ever since Gavin Newsom announced that we were going to be virtual in the fall, and at least to start. And then, anyway, suddenly ideas started popping into my head. And I had all these thoughts about what we could do. This being one of them. That being said, the small ensembles that you're about to see are entirely student generated. I suggested maybe they might want to pick a holiday piece, but I didn't want to limit it to that. I gave them some easy holiday caroling book selections that they could mix and match with anybody they wanted to, or they could even do duets, trios, quartets with themselves. Really, they could do anything they want. I just wanted them to interact with some music that they wanted to play, with people they wanted to play it with, and then to be able to produce something for you to enjoy. And so we have sort of a gallery walk here for you of small ensemble performances. Now, you're going to be able to access this here. Now you got to go over to the live chat. Okay, we're going to be posting the link to an unlisted playlist, which is our gallery walk of small ensemble performances. And for about 15 minutes, you're going to be able to enjoy so many of these wonderful performances. You likely won't get through them all. Feel free to save the playlist if you want to come back later. Some of these are just incredibly produced and sonically just top notch. I am just absolutely floored. We've had some instruction in sound engineering and some little instruction in video production here, so that they can hopefully marry their audio with their video here that much better. Just such a pleasure to see the students enjoying one another's company and making music together. I think real joy here. So we hope that you enjoy this next 15 minutes. Again, go to the live chat here. If you're having problems accessing the live chat, I'll try to make sure that there is a link posted in our Facebook by this point in time, in the concert at least. So you can kind of click on that and you can find it there, Mira Costa Bands Facebook, or maybe even our webpage might be a better one, our webpage, maybe both. So if you're having problems for somehow finding that live chat, it should be pretty easy, I think, but check it out there. And we're gonna put a countdown timer here for 15 minutes. You can leave this window open if you're on a laptop, and then we'll give you a shout out when it's time to come back, okay? And if you're on a mobile device and you're kind of checking out different videos, just keep your watch, keep watch on your watch, and then head back over here in about 15 minutes, and we will be back from our gallery walk intermission. There is just an incredible second half to come. Don't go anywhere. We will see you soon. really enjoyed that kind of new style intermission / gallery walk of student performances, and you know, it's so interesting to see what the students have come up with. As I watched them come in, I click on this one. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. And you know, we're really just still trying to figure out how to best present ourselves, you know, on video, which we've never dealt with, and not only with video, but with the additional challenge of not being able to really be in the same room together at the same time. And so that's all tricky. And so, you know, we did some, you know, and you've probably seen some of the amazing virtual performances out there with the, you know, the boxes, and we even did, you know, some of that last year. Ethan did an amazing job of cutting those music videos last year, so entertaining, and it really takes forever to, you know, do all of those, you know, combine all those videos and do so artistically, and there's so much editing that goes in. You know, we, for the festival, pioneered this kind of more simple concept here, just gathering some of our video here through Zoom, actually, for the festival, which was kind of jittery and laggy, but it was kind of representative, at least, of the student performers. Neat to see them all there and playing, and then well, playing. I mean, that's one of the challenges, is that you know, even mid-morning sometimes, you know, 8 a.m. some of us can't even play our instruments at that time for one reason or another. So, you know, we some of us have to fake it till we make it. You know, and it's just so, I mean, that's what all the music videos are these days, right? So anyway, you know, but that makes more dynamic performances in certain ways, I think, and I hit upon the idea of kind of putting myself in there. I was opposed to doing that last year, and even earlier this year. I thought there's no reason for me to be there because, you know, I'm not conducting, but then I started conducting and leading the bands through these pieces, and it was working. And so I thought, well, all right, I'll hop up there, and it made for like a very interesting and dynamic style of virtual performance. Again, remote performance, I guess we like to use that term. And so anyway, Jazz 1 here, got my jazz attire on. We're ready to go, and hope you enjoy this piece. Again, program is available in the description below on YouTube. One, two, three. Joel and Maya on the tenor sax, everybody. Okay? Well, we have a number of people to thank. Actually, speaking of thank you, you know, again, as I said earlier, it really takes a village here to do all of this, and I can't remember if I've said thank you to them already, but we have a video editor helping us with the video walls, Mr. Adam Bonney, helping to kind of combine those videos. We did record again over Zoom, but then we wanted some higher quality, you know, again, non-jittery video for you to be able to enjoy and see the students, a little bit more high definition. And so he's been busy taking the videos that they sent and putting it together over the Zoom video that we did. That was going to be the fastest and easiest way to synchronize everybody. We did on Zoom one morning. 1, 2, ready, and clap. And then we had the track playing and everybody plays. And so anyway, you know, just an amazing effort here. And really a big thank you to Kim Howe and Mara McPhee for helping put together that wonderful pre-show. All of the tributes there, and Mara for getting some of those last-minute blue fabrics out to everybody, so look nice and uniform up here and together. I'd like to really thank MBEF and PTSA and MBX. You know, actually this whole concert was rendered, mixed, or what do you say, edited and rendered on the new laptop, the new MacBook Pro that PTSA provided here this year. We want to thank them so much. Of course, MBEF and their sponsorship of music in the district, so critical. And MBX for helping us out with so many of the clerical and administrative issues, just you know, keeping us on the straight and narrow and on the up and up with our finances, and helping keep that coordinated. Thank you so much. I'd really like to say a big thank you to our Alumni Association. Mia, and just the fantastic ladies there, former Band Booster officers who went on to found and continue our Alumni Association. And one of their big projects is as many of you know, the Music Mentorship Program. And so they've sponsored that now. It's in its second year, and our Chair of Music Mentorship, Alexandra Runnels, and her team really helping to you know, connect with some of the first off, leading the mentorship team. I think we're up to about 39 students involved, and that's so wonderful to see. We need more. We need even more. We're going to have a second call for mentors here in this second semester, because there's, as you can imagine, a great need out there with students, you know, starting their instruments at the beginning of, you know, just playing instruments at all on Zoom. You know how hard it is to play, you know, and make music, you know, across the internet, but how hard to start an instrument. And so that all being said, we thank Mia very much for continuing to help coordinate, collaborate, and try to, you know, get this program to have some real legs here, so that the students can carry it on into the future. We thank you so much. Well, we've got one more here for you with Jazz 1, and personnel, I think, changed out here behind me now, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Christmas song. Trevor King on the flugelhorn. Thank you so much. I'm getting emotional. Just so beautiful to listen to, isn't it? I mean, think about what I'm actually doing right now. I'm standing in the band room in front of some tall blue screens. After having spent months working on this music asynchronously and combining and rehearsing and getting our videos asynchronously, and in many ways it's a very inauthentic process in many ways, because nothing that you're seeing is real in many ways, and yet it is in so many other ways. I think what's real is my care for our students. You guys mean so much to me, and it's just such a pleasure to work with all of you. I know that some of us have really struggled through this era, and you haven't always been able to get in every rehearsal take, even some big ones here and there. And I want to be there to support you in any way and every way that I can. And I think at the end of the day, I hope for, why are we doing all of this? Why do any of it? I think because I do hope for what we do here, for the Mira Costa Bands to be a bright spot within our community in dark days, and that you would be able to enjoy coming, that the students would be able to enjoy coming and performing with us, making music even in the ways that we are so hampered by right now. I continue to try to fight for more and interesting and better ways to do things, and for our audience, for you out there on your couches right now. Me too. I'm out there on my couch right now as this is going on, holding my loved ones, and that's beautiful. My whole family got to attend the choir concert this year for the first time. Our kids are so little that generally I go by myself, and sometimes we've had a babysitter, and Mrs. Carlson comes with me, but I usually go to the band and orchestra and choir concerts by myself, and of course enjoy those. But it was some little piece of magic this year that we all got to attend together in our living room next to the tree. And anyway, I'm rambling now, y'all. But you notice that I started up the sentimental music because I felt myself getting sentimental. I'm like, this, the choir concert, they always have wonderful sentimental music, and so I made the decision to go back in time and put some sentimental music at the beginning of this. Hope you're enjoying it here. We do have some more extreme thank yous to say. I forgot to say earlier a big thank you to Mr. Kerry Jordal, who is our theater manager, and he helped me get into the theater and get some of the footage here of the stage, and with all the lighting changes that I needed, and so that we could enjoy this moment together in this way. I want to say a sincere and giant thank you to our corporate sponsors, and just year in, year out. Jim Van Zanten of the Van Zanten Group has donated ever since. It's been a decade now, y'all. And Mr. Van Zanten, if you are out there watching, we are just so indebted to you. Year after year, donating $5,000 to the program, and we are so thankful for your support. The Van Zanten Group is one of the top realty realtors, agencies in this whole area. They helped me find my house, and we are so thankful to you on so many levels. And of course, our own Keith Simpson and the law offices of Keith Simpson. Again, just our major corporate sponsors here in this area, and we thank you for your donation. Just some amazing work being done over there as well at the law offices of Keith Simpson, and we thank you both for supporting us at the $5,000 level. We thank everybody who's been able to donate anything this year. I mean, it's so difficult, I know, and we are so thankful for those of you that have been able to make your fair share donation already. We actually, if you have an opportunity still to make that, or if you're watching out there and you're not part of the program and you'd like to make a donation, we would really appreciate your support here. I know the tax year is about to close, and if you've got anything left hanging around, our donations are down everywhere. That's just what it is these days, and we're in the same boat. And so, we'd really like to be able to get the students that much more of a personalized approach to their learning with some of the coaching faculty we've been able to bring in the past. We had a couple of sessions with them earlier in the year. Thankfully, we've been able to support the marching band staff here through to the end of the season, but we're going to run out of money soon. And so, really appreciate your support there, and also our district. Certainly helping support with some of the COVID, directly COVID-related needs, and Dr. Whitaker, stop for your help there. We thank you so much. I'd like to thank Aaron and Kim Howe in Manhattan Repro for the beautifully designed concert program, and hopefully you're enjoying that out there. And also Kim for helping to make some of those wonderful tribute ads. And so. I don't want to hold up the show here. I've been talking a long time, you guys. I'm sorry. It's without the pressure of the live audience here, maybe. But we have another wonderful presentation for you here. A little bit different, and as many of you know, we use the blue screens that I'm currently filming in front of to film I think first of its kind blue screen marching band show set entirely in a virtual world. I got just tired of seeing the virtual performances or remote performances in the little boxes, and I wanted to see us get outside the box and break out of the box, and with some of the skills that I learned. I've only been blue screening since April, and but again, that photo editing background, so it's been very helpful. Anyway, the students have done just an incredible job. I can't believe how much we sound like a marching band for the winds. Recording again in front of our computers. It's just incredible. And then, of course, once the drumline was able to, get here, and we were able to start our in-person training under the LA County Department of Health guidelines for youth sports leagues. We hit the ground running here, and we're able to get the percussion instruments, the big ones out that we hadn't been able to send home yet, and start working on those, and then had two major filming sessions. The last one was just this last weekend, and so currently it is Friday at 6:30, the week before the concert, and I'm still here in the band room. I'm still here after finals, finishing up my filming, and there's more editing to come to get the concert itself to come together. If I had to make an educated guess, I would say that the marching band show is not quite done yet. I'm sorry if that comes as a disappointment to you, but it takes a long time. I went actually back and used some of the footage that we got from this last week to kind of clean up some of the stuff in the first half that we had presented at the festival, and I'm definitely going to get just a little bit more that we didn't get to the festival there. I also got in a couple more of the individuals who I hadn't been able to get in before from the Colorguard whose flag's just a little bit outside the blue screen, and it takes another hour to kind of cut that video out. But I'm so glad to be able to. It's my commitment to have everybody that filmed in the show in one way or another here, and it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna fully debut 100% done here this coming Wednesday. I might get lucky, fingers crossed, but I gotta take it easy too a little bit, y'all. after that epic 92-hour almost straight work run to get us ready for festivals. So this old band director is not in the same shape in terms of sleep loss ability as I was when I was in my 20s. So anyway, but we've got some more here for you now, and I will continue working forward on it. We've got some just amazing footage from the back end, and it's going to be an incredible finish if it's not done already. We'll certainly be able to hear the music, at least all the way to the end, and a new and refined version of it with our drum line all the way to the end and our wind section all the way to the end. So we hope you enjoy this amazing show that we've had coming together here for, gosh, a couple of months, and on with the show. Here we go.
Band 10, hut.
Band VR.
Just incredible. It's so neat to see the students performing, in that environment, and just really so amazingly. And I'm so impressed by some of the students. I actually didn't get to watch and learn much of their content, from our amazing visual coordinator Connor Logan, who did a lot of the visual teaching for the movements for the winds, and some of the students who were distance learning the entire time until that last video session here this last week, and they came on to the blue screens and they just nailed it. It was so amazing, and kudos to you. And talking about nailing it, just incredible. The Colorguard just run performer after performer jumping on the blue screens, and you probably didn't get to see their final parts just yet, because I don't think we'll be done with that. In case I didn't make it clear, I'm editing the concert and as well as the marching band show. Mr. Bonnie helping with the video walls, and which is just a Herculean task in and of itself. And so, it's a lot. It is all a lot. And so, but I do it because I love y'all. And speaking of those that I love, I have to say an amazing and big thank you to my wonderful wife, Mrs. Rachel Carlson, who has just been an absolute rock during this time. As we've kind of just run so hard at some of these different techniques and methods, and some of which take a lot of time, she's been there to support in many ways. Everything that I've done, everything. She's behind what we've been able to accomplish together, and we share in that triumph together. I've told the students that we are at the vanguard of what's possible these days, and I want to keep encouraging them. I think we both do, Mrs. Carlson and I. We want to keep encouraging them that where there's a will, there's a way. And we don't have all the answers here by any stretch of the imagination, but we keep looking and we keep trying different things. And I want to thank you all again, students, for continuing to try different things with me as we try to find better and better ways to make music together during this difficult era, and to learn about how to perform better. I want to thank you, parents out there, for loaning me your kiddos on an almost daily basis. I used to say daily basis, but it's now almost daily basis. And so I think we may have forgotten actually to mention Mr. David Schwartz from Manhattan Repro for printing. I know that they were reminding me during the marching band show, and by they I do mean the voices in my head, Michelle Gentili. But I made a call for donations, and we would be so thankful if you have anything extra to contribute right now, or if you're able to make your fair share donation at this time, or whatnot. But we will provide a link here in the live chat to our donations page. We'll also try to put it in the description below, and of course, as always, you can find us at MBX Foundation. Just Googling MBX Foundation and find the band on there. And that's primarily how we accept our donations, but there's a specific Square store set up just for us for donations. So we really would covet your support in that way. And well, we have one piece left here, and it's always a pleasure typically to end our concerts with the grand finale with all of the concert ensembles combined on stage. And this year we did not want to disappoint. We've got the amazing Night Before Christmas based off of the poem, and I'm so excited to be able to tell you that we have a special guest in that. What? You couldn't make it? Well, who do we have? Jazz Mr. C. All right. Well, they tell us he was a child actor, so maybe that's where he gets it.
Happy to oblige.
All right, y'all. Here we go. On with the show. We hope you enjoy.
night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stub of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and he filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. Sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Amazing to be with you all here this evening, and we do have another event coming up here in February. Our next event for the band program is going to be our community celebration and silent auction. It's going to be a virtual event that's going to help support the bands and our band community here. And it'll be on February 27th. So we look forward, mark your calendars for that. We thank you so much for joining us here this evening, and we hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. Goodbye, everybody.